It is August 6th. It's been a while since we've done a live video. I figured I should probably start that back up. Um, gonna try and do some Q&As on these videos again, back like we were. And then I'm gonna take the hardest questions from the week and I'm gonna do a little segment that we're gonna call a 2-Minute Tuesday on Tuesdays. And we're gonna see if we can get some answers out there because I get a lot of great questions from you guys that are really, really long answers. I love those, but it takes a long time for me to either email a response back or text a response back. So we're going to compile those questions over the course of the week, and we're going to shoot out something really quick on there. So definitely thank you guys for the questions, but I'm going to find a way to make it a little bit faster and a little bit more fluid for you guys to get the information in. For those of you guys who are watching after the fact, you probably saw the thumbnail, and it's a little bit different. So we're going to talk about metabolism a little bit, real quick touch of metabolism. So you can see on the front, it's kind of calories in, calories out is the very simple model. There's a lot of factors that go into it. We have our 60-day challenge coming up, and that's one of the things that a lot of people tend to forget because we get in the rush of I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to hit my goals, I'm going to get to where I want to go before 60 days is there. I have to undo years of potentially bad habits, years of mistakes that I've made, years of lack of sleeping. It takes a lot of work. So if you look at that thumbnail and you really dive in, you're going to see that there's a whole lot that goes into your metabolism, and it's not as easy as calories in, calories out. Your body does have a lot of energy that it can run off of if it was subjected to an extreme state of starvation. But you don't want that. I keep hearing about these doctors that are putting their clients on 1,000-calorie a day diets. If you're not morbidly obese, if you're not suffering from an eating disorder, things like that, that little calories is absolutely useless to you. If you want to think about your body weight and your goal weight, you can always take your goal weight, multiply that by 10. This is the easiest way to do it, and that'll give you an idea as to how many calories you'll be consuming per day. Now, the more active you are, the more calories that you'll need. But at least that one step in the right direction will help you get from point A to point B. It'll help you kind of figure out how many calories you should be taking in. And that would be technically weight maintenance. But if you're here where you're working out, you're going to see your body change anyhow. You can eat to maintain weight and then exercise versus starving yourself and then failing in nutrition. And you guys have heard me talk about this a lot, or if you've been in the seminars with Isaac or I, or if you listen to the podcasts, you've heard time and time again that when your body is in a state of starvation for too long, when you're too hungry for too long, it'll start to crash, it'll start to wear down, it starts to do that automatic eating thing where your hand is moving and you're thinking about the fact that you shouldn't be eating these foods, but yet you still do. That's a sign that your body is in starvation mode. If you guys want some good reading, there's a study called the Minnesota Starvation Experiment that was done in 1942, I believe, if I remember it right. They took a whole bunch of Army soldiers, and I believe it was 100 soldiers started it, and it was supposed to run for a year. They were looking to find out what the minimum need for calories per day was. This is 1942. And in that time, they fed their participants, willing or unwilling is always a really interesting question when you look at the study, 1,000 calories a day. Now, they made them exercise the way they normally would, they made them sleep the way they normally would, but basically they were confined to this compound. They were only fed 1,000 calories a day, which is roughly broken down, 2 500-calorie meals, or 3 meals of 350 calories each, depending on how they broke it down. And that's what a lot of you guys are doing. And what they found was about halfway through the experiment, they had lost almost half the participants. They found people, these are educated, well-trained individuals that were basically looking for food in the trash. They had the ability to chew gum at the beginning of the study. They found people going through 40 packs a day of gum because your body is built to eat, you're built to consume, you're built to burn energy. So in 1942, we dispelled the low-calorie myth. So if someone's telling you that you need 1,000 calories a day, there's actually a complete concrete study that has been proven time and time again that calorie restriction to that extreme doesn't work. Over the course of this study, they had thyroid issues, they had hair loss, they had cold and flu. Like I said, people were kicked out for eating out of garbage cans. I believe they started with 100 and ended up with canceling it with like 25 people left who hadn't eaten out of garbage cans or snuck food or whatever else. So if these are people that are supposed to be going through a study at 1,000 calories and they're eating out of the garbage, you wonder why you, not being sequestered to a dormitory and being supervised, have a hard time sticking to a 1,000 calorie diet when there's food all around you, that's why. Innately, you shouldn't be sticking to a 1,000 calorie diet. You should be eating a little bit more here or there. Um, and again, it's all based on goal weight. There's some other things that you can do that are more accurate. You can do your metabolic testing. You can figure out what foods you need to be eating with a food sensitivity test. All those things are great. But for most people, the easiest way to get started is just look at your body weight, multiply that by 10, and figure out how many calories you need. There's a lot of other variables that go into it, as you saw in that thumbnail. But at least for now, it gives you a starting point. So don't get discouraged. Don't quit on yourself. Just think about where you are. Maybe you're eating too little. Maybe you're working too hard. And then we go from there. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back next week, and thanks for coming.